Okay, John Rawls, justice can be achieved. According to John Rawls, justice can be achieved at the three levels. First, at the local justice, domestic justice, and global justice. Local justice or the justice can be achieved in well-ordered society. The society is matured where all the persons follows the principle of respect. Okay, this justice can be achieved at the local levels. Local levels means within the state or a public justice or a social justice, we can say so. Local justice means the particular country has its own laws or the local laws, and therefore these by this principle shall make applicable to all institutions and associations of public character, means like a legislature, executive or judiciary. These are the institutions, and all these institutions shall inculcate or shall achieve the justice. Next, domestic justice means the justice which can be achieved, which can be regulated in every family. Either justice is for the woman or man, but every man and woman lives in the family first, and therefore family is the first institution of the society. If justice is not there at the family, then it is of no use to achieve the justice in society or at the local level. And third one is a global justice, which is there at international level. And therefore, according to John Rawls, the law should be such which can achieve or which shall achieve the justice at this level. However, further he said, these justice are subject to reasonable restrictions to maintain rule of law. These justice are subject to reasonable restrictions. Now, these reasonable restrictions can be found in under Article 19 of the Constitution also, because in Article 19 of the Constitution, fundamental freedoms are provided to every person, to every society as such, and but these fundamental freedoms are regulated by way of reasonable restrictions. These reasonable restrictions are necessary to maintain rule of law. Rule of law means equality of law. These rule of law shall be maintained. That is, the law and order situation shall be maintained while achieving these concepts of justice. Moving further, the Rawls theories of equality and justice has been widely applied to justify various forms of affirmative actions. This is very important, and here the Indian Constitution has adopted this theory. This Rawls theory of justice, Rawls theory of justice has been applied to justify forms of affirmative actions. For example, a reservation is a kind of affirmative action or a positive discrimination. In India, we know it as a positive discrimination, because equality shall be maintained, but absolute equality cannot be maintained, and therefore positive discrimination, affirmative action is necessary in every society, because the Rawls has said the justice can be achieved by way of arranging the social and economic inequalities. The Rawls has already made it clear that social and economic inequalities have to be arranged by way of ensuring maximum benefit to the community as a whole. And this principle of justice has gave rise to the affirmative action. Affirmative action means, in common term, we can known is as a policy of reservation or reservation policies. Reservation to whom? Those who are socially and economic or educationally backward classes. Now, these backward classes are there in each and every society, not only in India, but in every nation. There are certain people who are socially and economically disadvantaged, and therefore these affirmative actions are necessary. This Rawls theory helps those constitutions, those framers of the constitution to justify the affirmative actions. Okay. The Rawls theory of justice has been applied to the justify. What is meant by justification? Because when we propound any thought, we have to justify our thought, we have to justify our reasoning. We can justify our reasoning by citing the various examples or by citing the authority given by any famous jurist. For example, in India, the reservation policy can be justified on the theory propounded by Rawls, John Rawls. Okay. Moving further, the affirmative actions has given a preferential treatment to minorities in America also. In America, preferential treatment, that is the reservation, preferential treatment has been given to minorities. Minorities may be in the form of religion, that is a religious minority, or linguistic minority, or the minority based on the race, that is a racism, etc. And equitable allocation of resources. Special to equitable allocation of resources, equitable allocation. The same principle, equitable allocation of natural resources or resources, is enacted in Indian Constitution also under Article 39, where the provision is made that natural resources has been dispersed so as to subserve the common good. This is the wording under the Constitution. Okay, this is based on the Rawlsian theories of justice. Further, the Rawls has emphasized that the social and economic inequalities are to be arranged so that reasonably everyone is in advantage, and the command of respect for rights and claims of others. Every person should get rights and claims, or the respect for the rights and claims of others. He said the justice can be achieved by way of giving respect to the rights and claims of others. Means we have to take into consideration, we have to consider the claim of another person, another society, or another class of people, and we shall give respect to their rights also. The primary goal, according to Rawls, the primary goal according to Rawls is to negate the social and cultural disadvantages. The social and cultural disadvantages in the society has to be minimized, has to be diminished, where the person is subject to and suffers by virtue of being born into a particular social stratum. This social and cultural disadvantage, social and cultural disadvantage has to be culminated, has to be terminated, has to be negated or reduced when the society has born. For example, in India, the people or the person born in SC/ST community is considered as a social backward, because by virtue of being born, जन्माच्या आधारावर केलेली जातीची विभागणी, by virtue of being born into a particular class, हे जसं भारतात आहे तसंच जगामध्ये इतर देशांमध्ये देखील आहे. पर्टिक्युलर क्लास, कम्युनिटी और सोशल स्ट्राटा, सोशल स्टँडर्ड और सोसायटी ॲज सच. एस-सी-एस-टी कम्युनिटीमध्ये जर मुलगा जन्माला आला असेल किंवा त्याला मग जन्माच्या आधारावर जातीची विभागणी केल्यामुळे समाजामध्ये दरी पसरवण्याचं काम झालं आणि लॉने काय करायचं आहे, ही दरी कमी करायचं काम करायचं आहे. हाऊ? बाय प्रोव्हाइडिंग ऑल विथ इक्वल अपॉर्च्युनिटीज. आणि म्हणून यांना काय प्रोव्हाइड करायचे आहे? इक्वल अपॉर्च्युनिटीज प्रोव्हाइड करायचे आहे. इक्वल अपॉर्च्युनिटी आणि म्हणून रिझर्वेशन पॉलिसी किंवा अफर्मेटिव्ह ऍक्शन करायची आहे. एज्युकेशन मध्ये असेल किंवा एम्प्लॉयमेंट मध्ये असेल. Equal opportunity shall be provided so that a person's social standing is not a hindrance in achieving the highest goal. Equal opportunity का प्रोव्हाइड करायची आहे? To achieve highest goal किंवा वेल बिंग. हायेस्ट गोल काय आहे? हायेस्ट गोल टू अचीव द जस्टिस. To achieve the justice is the highest goal, and therefore for achieving this justice, affirmative action, positive discrimination is necessary according to John Rawls. I hope this is clear to all of you. Next we'll see the theory of Lon Fuller.